All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who subscribes to my channel, watches my videos. I really appreciate it. Got a pretty interesting subject here, in my opinion. So I was going over something, and it's something I just kind of realized. And I looked at some of the best players of all time, most of them, that, were scorers, I guess you could say. Not all of them, and I didn't go super old school with them, but what happened? What did the team do when these players scored under 25 points in the playoffs? What was the result? That's all I'm after. Okay, let's start with Larry Bird. Now, Larry Bird, in his career, his team won 47 games, 47 wins, and 44 losses when he scored under 25. So a little bit better than 500 when he didn't have, like a really good game. Okay, that's good. Akeem Olajuwon, most of these guys are pretty close to each other, but Akeem Olajuwon was 26 wins with 29 losses. As you could expect, if he doesn't score 25, they're going to lose more than they're going to win. Shaquille O'Neal, 48 wins to 42 losses for him. Now, I did break him up into segments because his career was in segments. So when he played on Orlando, his team was only 5-9 when he got under 25 points. When he was on the Lakers, they were 23-19, still able to win more than they lost when he didn't get 25 or more. And then when he was on Miami, I didn't include, 08, 09, 2010, just because, he didn't play as many minutes, and I did that to a couple other players later on too. But Shaq was 20-14 on Miami when he didn't get 25 or more. So his team's record was 48-42 when he got under 25 points. So a winning record. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This one was just unbelievable. When he was on Milwaukee from 1970 to 1974, of course in 1970 he never scored less than 25, but in that time frame when he was on Milwaukee, his team was 10-2 when he scored under 25. Now, does that necessarily mean that was the player carrying the team? I mean, not necessarily, but when the star player has to account for X amount of points, no matter how good the defense is, you still need to score. You need to get points to win the game. So if you're not having one of those good games, how did your team fare? Did other people pick up the slack? Did you guys just kind of grind out a win? What have you. But anyway, Shaq was 48 wins, 42 losses. To me, it goes to the quality of teammates you had. So if you weren't having a big game and you were still able to win, you must have had something else going on. Tim Duncan, an interesting case. When he had David Robinson, and that would have just been 98, 99, 01, and 02. 03 he wasn't playing as many minutes. And plus, that was the start of Parker and Ginobili, so I segmented them. When Duncan had David Robinson as definitely the primary best teammate in those 4 years, because he didn't play in 2000, Duncan was injured. The Spurs were 16-8, so they were winning 2 out of 3 games, even when Duncan didn't get 25 points. And then from 2003 to 2015, I left off 2016 because he just wasn't playing enough minutes. The team was 77-52, so that's a good record. That's still winning about 3 out of every 5 games for a total record of 93-60 when Duncan got under 25. So it was not imperative that Duncan scored 25 for his team to be successful. Same thing with Kareem. All right, the next player we'll talk about, Kevin Durant. Now, I break him up into 3 different segments. When he was on Oklahoma City, his team was 9-8. So, they still did have a winning record when he didn't get 25. Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, Kevin Martin, Cephalosius. They had pretty good players on their team. James Harden for a little while, but had a winning record. Now, when he was on Golden State, it was a joke. They were 14-4 when he did not score 25. They had a lot of offensive firepower in that regard. However, the last 4 seasons, 2021 through 2024, when he was on Brooklyn and Phoenix, only 1-5. So obviously, he doesn't have the teammates to pick up that slack to win games. And overall, his record is 24 wins to 17 losses when he did not score 25 points. So again, a winning record. That seems to be the theme. Only Olajuwon had, was less. He was 26-29. Steph Curry, again, I break him up into 3 segments. Okay, I got 2013 through 2016. That'd be pre-Durant on the team. They were 13-16. So, still close, but they did depend on Curry quite a bit offensively. But they only won 1 championship in those 4 years anyway. Now, when Durant joined the team, totally different story. They were 14-7 in 2017, 18, and 19. So it wasn't contingent on Curry getting you 25 or more to win. Now, in the last 2 playoff runs in 2022 and 2023, they were 6-3. So even though they didn't have Durant, they sure had a lot of other viable options to score and get wins. So his overall career was 33 wins to 26 losses. So again, Curry, had nice help. Kobe Bryant. Obviously, he's broken up into the first segment with Shaq, and I did not include 97, 98 because he's coming off the bench. Almost all those games he wouldn't have scored 25. But from 99 to 04, those 6 years, the Lakers were 25-18 when Kobe didn't score 25. Obviously, when you have Shaquille O'Neal, you can understand it. 06-07, that would be after Shaq, but before Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum and all those guys. 2-3. So they actually did get 2 wins when he didn't get 25 points, but 2-3 there. And then with Pau Gasol and Bynum and all that, from 2008 through 2012, they were 14-15. So, it seems like, obviously they were going to have a better chance of success when Kobe did score 25 or more, but still they had, decent success when he didn't. His overall record is 41 wins and 36 losses. Okay, now we get to LeBron James. Again, he's broken up into 4 segments. The first stint on Cleveland in the playoffs from 06 to 2010, his team was 10-13. So again, they didn't win more than they lost, but they did okay when he didn't get 25. I mean, 10-13 isn't horrible for games that LeBron got under 25 points. Just isn't. On Miami, those 4 years, 2011, 12, 13, and 14, they were 17-13. So obviously, he's got teammates to help him win when he's not the sole, offensive provider. He's got help. The second run on Cleveland from 2015 to 2018, 11-10 they were when LeBron did not score 25 or more. So again, he's got help, no doubt about it. And then the last 4 playoff runs, 2020, 21, 23, and then 24, 10-7. And I know that, offensive explosion and all that explains some of that. But overall, in LeBron's career, when he did not score 25 or more points, 48 wins to 43 losses. So, again, a winning record even when he doesn't score 25 points. Now we get to Michael Jordan. And it's very interesting. I split him up into 3 as well. I got the pre-championship years. Then I have the first three-peat, and also I added 1995 in there, only because, they didn't have, it wasn't the second three-peat. But anyway, so the first, it would be 6 years. The first 6 seasons of Michael Jordan's career, the first 6 playoff runs, the Bulls were 0-9 when Jordan did not score 25 points. That's how much they relied on him. And, they won games in 1990, 89, 88. I mean, they won 2 rounds in 1990, 2 rounds in 89, 1 round in 88. So they won 5 rounds of the playoffs. Obviously, he scored 25, a lot. But in the 9 games he didn't, they lost all 9 games. I just found that crazy. Okay, so we get into the first three-peat, 91, 92, 93, as well as 95. And they were 4-4. So, he definitely had help now, so he didn't necessarily have to get 25 to win. But still, it's playing 500 ball without it. But, obviously an upgrade from 0-9, no doubt about it. In the second three-peat, the Bulls were 7-3 from 96, 97, 98, when Jordan didn't score 25 or more. So, overall, he only didn't score 25 or more in 27 games. That's it, for a record of 11-16. It's just crazy when you think about it. He played 179 games, so that's 152 games he did score 25 or more. But the 27 that he didn't, they only won 11 of them. So to me, that's very telling that how important Michael Jordan's offense was to the success of the Bulls. It was just huge, no doubt about it. More than any player on this list. I'd say Olajuwon would be a fairly close second. But everybody else, their team could win, when they didn't. Now, it's even true for Michael Jordan, in the second three-peat, no doubt about it. More of a team effort, well-rounded team, all that stuff. Great defensive team, but you still got to score, You hold the team to 88 points, well, you got to at least get 89 of them. So in times, they had to grind it out. And then in the first three-peat, it was kind of in between, like the first 6 years of Jordan's career, no shot. There was no real offensive help. I know Orlando Woolridge was decent, whatever. But, there was just no shot. The big, strong teams they were playing. And then, like I said, in the first three-peat, they were 4-4, so he had help. But again, 4-4. It's not like he was 6-2 or 7-1. No, 4-4. The second three-peat, a whole different story. He did have a lot of help and all that kind of thing. But again, it's just another angle that I pursue here that just shows the importance of Michael Jordan having to score for his team to win. And that's all I got to say. I know I've done other videos about that topic, but this is just another one to me that just drives that point home. Jordan's score has a good game, good chance you're going to win. He doesn't, and, it's 50-50, unless you're in the second three-peat where they had, a deeper team and, it was a more defensive-oriented team and that kind of thing. But anyway, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.